It's John Pollock, John Ramdeen, and Robin Black with you, and it's time to play our favorite game. It is the game show that everyone has fallen in love with. It's 3 magic words, and they go something like this.
Wheel of Fighting!
It's amazing. You would doubt that those are even real people. But let's spin that wheel and find out what topic it's going to land on. Those are our given topics. We don't know what it's going to land on. We're just going to talk about whatever the wheel tells us.
I'm nervous.
I'm not.
Bring it on.
Size matters. Right. Well, take a look at that particular topic. I mean, that's a question that
Frankie Edgar. Enough said.
Oh, well, that's size. So you want to start out with, you want to just throw Frankie Edgar on the table. All right, then size really matters because Frankie Edgar is smaller than all of his opponents. If we're going to look at Frankie Edgar as a prototype of size, maybe by being the smaller fighter, not dealing with the weight cut, not dealing with any of the issues that come with size, not dealing with fatigue, he has faster speed, faster hand speed, faster ability within the cage, more mobility. Maybe size does matter, and the way we got to go is smaller.
The opposite.
Yeah, maybe that's the thing, right?
Is that Frankie Edgar not, though, acclimating himself to the size of his opponents that we have seen his greatest success? I mean, that's what always drives me nuts about these stupid pound-for-pound lists, where we're actually going to have debates about Cain Velasquez and Demetrius Johnson. Like, if that fight were to happen, what would happen if all things were equal? Well, part of the reason we have separate weight classes is because all things are not equal.
Yeah.
No, true.
Demetrius Johnson's size, if this guy was 150 extra pounds on him, he wouldn't have the attributes to make him Demetrius Johnson.
True, but at the same time, I think when you look at the specific areas of mixed martial arts, when you look at striking, grappling, creativity, all those factors, and you have the best coaches in the world assess Demetrius Johnson's skill set, and they assess Cain Velasquez's skill set, I'm pretty sure they will say that Demetrius Johnson is technically more proficient in most of those areas than Cain Velasquez. What does that mean? It means nothing.
To Pollock's point is if you made the man 250 pounds, he wouldn't move that way. The reason flyweights move so incredibly, and part of this size matters conversation, you gotta start watching the flyweights. They're exciting. We got some great matchups coming up tonight, and Justin Scoggins, we're told, won earlier tonight and looked phenomenal. The flyweights move so incredibly because they're smaller, they're easier to train, they have different and better attributes for speed and agility.
What about these athletes like Travis Brown, for example, that moves like Dominic Cruz?
Well, he moves like a huge
Dominic Cruz.
Size.
True, but what are you going to do? That's what he can do.
He's not exactly cruising. Let's spin the wheel. Topic 2.
This thing's building up a cult following.
What if it lands on size matters again? Do we have to redo the conversation? I've never understood.
We can keep going on.
It's as if this is manipulated. Oh! Return of the axe murderer. Well, this is a relevant topic over the past week because a judge overturned his lifetime ban by the Nevada Athletic Commission, stating you did not have the guidelines in place to impose such a ban, and now he's going to have another rehearing with the Athletic Commission, which, interestingly enough, they have now put guidelines into place that won't take effect until September. But there is a chance that Wanderlei Silva could serve a suspension and be eligible to fight again. I just don't think he will be.
I think he will. I think Wanderlei Silva is a star, and I think the UFC needs stars. And right now, with the entire landscape changing because of the new drug policies, if Wanderlei Silva wants to make money in mixed martial arts, well, the only way you're going to make the biggest chunk of change is by competing for the UFC. Take your suspension, follow the rules, get back in there, and have the best fights.
But what are we looking at here? I mean, he has served a year.
Sure.
Is he going to be serving
Time
another
served.
year?
Time served.
Yeah, that's true. Time served. But look at these battle-tested guys. Some of these guys need that recovery time. Wanderlei Silva has been through the wars.
That is for sure. Just this highlight reel alone gives me a headache. I think I have brain trauma. Wheel of Fighting indeed, if you look at that. But you know, man, I don't know. It's a weird one because you should be penalized for running out of a drug test. He never did fail a drug test, but he ran from one. You have no reason to run from one if something isn't wrong. I love Wanderlei. Obviously, we saw earlier when I threw a tantrum about Vitor Belfort, this drug testing issue can get you all wound up. But Wanderlei never did fail one, but they better test him stringently now. But man, is he exciting, and I can't wait to see him back in there.
Hook him up with our animation team with Wheel of Fighting and get him his own animated series on Fight Pass. That's what you do with Wanderlei Silva. All right, folks. Every Wednesday night, it's Fight News Now with myself, John Ramdeen, and Robin Black, who just look like the most beautiful couple in the world because they're a couple of mixed martial arts analysts.